What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Doug Wright, aka DW3, and welcome back to another episode of Unfiltered Thoughts, home of raw conversations with real insights, new season, new faces. Oh man, I am excited. All right, to the left of me, I got Mr. and Brother DeMarcus Schofield, 29, residing in Jeff City, coming all the way from St. Louis. And on the right side of me, I got Jeremy Ingram, aka Sticks, from Illinois. These guys gonna make their introductions. They gonna talk a little bit. This episode, we talking about anchored in purpose and what that mean. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and let these brothers go ahead and pick up and tell y'all a little bit about themselves. All right, Brother Schofield, what you got to say to the people?
All right. You know, being anchored in purpose, I'm 29. I was born and raised in St. Louis until I was 15, and I moved here to Jefferson City. And it's been no easy road either way you look at it, You either start something and stop it, or stop something that was once started and forget what your purpose is and what you were driven for, that passion, that love you had. So at a point, you wonder, can you be anchored in your purpose to continue to keep going? I'm currently going through a part in my life where I'm learning how to be anchored in my purpose. I've done so many different things, seen so many different situations, and bounced around so much that at what point am I going to learn to anchor myself down and continue to drive forward with a purpose instead of just moving around to the next best thing or constantly steamrolling past something that's going to mean a lot to me. So
All right. That's what I'm feeling, man. We got time. You know what I'm saying? We gonna be tapping into them unfiltered thoughts. We're gonna be tapping into them 29 years of anchored in purpose. You know what I'm saying? Now, on to the right of me, I got Mr. Ingram, aka Sticks, baby. You know what I'm saying?
What's up, everybody?
He got something to say to the people, y'all. He here to tell his story. So let me ask him to make his introduction, and let's go back to the age of 14.
Well, really, it's an influence thing, so it was earlier than that, but at the age of 14 is when I did decide to make whatever decision I thought I was going to make at that age, to move forward with my life and the environments and the thought processes that I had. So that led me through a lot of struggle and striving moments to where I had to, so many words, just figure it out or stop was the biggest thing, to just like shit, moment of silence and really be like, you know what I'm saying? What we doing? But age of 14 is when I got involved in the streets and whatever the things that I was doing of that nature, coming from where I come from.
And where is that for the people? Where you from? Where you hailing from, that Sticks?
I mean, man of my stature, to be honest with you, so I'd have been a lot of places. Would like to say I'm welcomed in a lot of circles, but I come from Chicago, Illinois, the great state of Illinois, and my man, because I move around a lot though. I've always been like that since I was little, so I approach life with a different mindset than most people, in my mind, in my opinion. But like I said, I come from Chicago, so that's being played out for most people right now today, but that's not all it is, and that's not everything is cracked up to be. So I done been through a lot of these steps that these young brothers going through and think they, alone, and it's a purpose to it, even though it don't look like it. And for a lot of these young brothers, we throwing our lives away at a young age when you ain't even knowing what life is. So,
Can you be a little more specific? I mean, what these young brothers doing today out there in them streets?
I mean,
You know that you can relate to, that you can understand.
oh, I definitely relate to him 100%. I just know better. You know, it's all about stepping right now. It's about pressure, man. You ain't applying no pressure. You ain't really talking about nothing. And you know, me growing up in my day, it was more about the bag, the money. You got to get some bread. You ain't getting no bread. You ain't on nothing. You can't even be around for real unless you send off man or something. But now it's like the send off man is in front of the camera. That's who running the show. So, and even back then, everybody wasn't no send off man in that position. You know, you had people who knew what they was doing and playing their role and doing whatever they may call it. But now today it's just ran rampant and it's the allure. It's the money's not even the allure no more. And that's the crazy part. Like, it's about clicks and likes, and even when you come from where I came from in an era, it stemmed from some type of I don't want to say organization, but it stems from some type of structure, whether it be home structure, family structure, or neighborhood structure. It stems from an ideology of where these my people, I got to do something to provide. To where now it's just like, let's see what we could tell the most. Let's see what we can, you know what I'm saying? So it's a misconcept in what these young brothers is going after. And when you've been through what I've been through, and I'm in my 30s, so I'd have been to the States, to the feds, I'd have been everywhere. You feel me? Like, I'd have been through the front line, I'd have seen some things.
Let's talk about that. I'm happy that you brought that up. See, you got to relate. You want to be able to reach these young minds and talk to these young minds. Let's talk about that. You've been in and out of incarceration.
Yeah.
How old was you when the first time you got locked up?
First time I was arrested, I was young. I mean, that's just simple arrest. Parents couldn't get you. I was about 10, 11. But my first time actually getting arrested, I was 17.
Okay.
For a possession charge.
Okay. So you was a drug dealer.
Yeah.
Okay. See now you gotta let them know.
I mean, it's different though because like I was, yeah. I was in the streets a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I had my way with a few things. You know what I'm saying? But it's hard to speak on that without actually, you know what I'm saying, speaking on it. But
well, I mean, see, that's the thing about unfiltered thoughts. You know, when we out here on this mic and in the front of the people, we got to tell our stories. We got to let them know the truth.
Facts.
Hey, we did the crime and we paid for it.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I definitely done all the time.
You see what I'm saying? You got off paper when? 2021, 2022?
I came home in 21. So, somewhere. Yeah, 21. I got off papers in 22.
Okay.
So
I came home in 14 and I got off papers in 2018.
See, now 14, I was just headed to the feds.
Now watch this. When did you go home?
I ain't never gonna win. I went in to work.
You see what I'm saying?
That's how it be sometimes.
You see, but he here with us today.
Yeah.
Now, as he tell his story, you gonna see that he done been through some things too.
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing about how we gotta relate, be able to network.
I mean, I agree with that. So, you know what I'm saying? Basically, like, I follow the money train. You know what I'm saying? Where I come from, it's grit, it's grind. Back in my day, it was, you know what I'm saying, you gotta be the car, you gotta be the man to the car to get the dollar, you know what I'm saying? So it's a little different these days to where I'm really myself. Like I said, I just came home in 22, so it took me a little moment to even just cope with what's going on out there. You feel what I'm saying? Because
that's how much it changed.
So therefore, but I understand it because when I left, you know what I'm saying, I went to prison out here my first time. I caught all my time in Missouri. So I went to prison out here right after I met you. Mm-hmm. Which is what, 2009?
Yep.
Okay.
We got together in 2009.
2009, I don't go to prison. I get locked up. So I'm on probation at this time. You know what I'm saying? I got the lady, the kid, whatever, you know, it may be. So I'm on probation. I'm back at it. 2010 is when I actually get convicted to go to the state prison, and I'm not more than 21 at the time.
Okay.
So therefore, I went in at the age I did 2 years. I came home. I'm like, I'm right back at it.
Right.
We had this conversation before. I said they get me feds got to come grab me. I'm not 23. I ain't trying to hit. What's up?
That is correct.
Year and a
That
half,
is
2
correct.
years, went
That
to
is
sleep break. So
correct.
it's easy, and they be like, I don't see how these young brothers go to jail when you that young and your life moving that fast.
Hold it. See, I don't want y'all to miss what he said, y'all. He said, okay, that I'm not stopping until these people come and get me.
Yeah.
Ain't that what you just said real
And
quick?
What you saying? I meant that. I'm 20. Listen, I go to jail at 21. I just had the time of my life from 17 to 20. Feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. By the time, now people don't understand how prison works. If you've been in prison, so if you got a short bid,
It's
anything from a 5 to a 3 to 3, I'm gonna say 3 to 7 in the state because it got a percentage to it. Mm-hmm. You're not doing nothing. You finna go in here by the time you feel like I ain't scared no more. I'm finna see what's to this.
It's time to come home.
It's time to come home.
Time to come home.
Yeah.
And now you're fed this image of I did it. I'm a gladiator. I'm a warrior. Oh, you can't tell me nothing. What's up?
But see, that's probably one of the worst mentalities to have, because as I said, I've worked there, and I've seen when these guys
Hold it.
But
you said that you was
I was a correctional officer, got promoted up to a correctional sergeant, and I worked there for 4 years and 9 months.
Boy, that's
multiple, moving around to multiple institutions. I was on their SWAT team. I was very knowledgeable about a lot of things that was going on, and just how to perform my job in the right way. But one thing I will say is,
I don't mean to cut you off, but you said something. You don't understand the mindset, right? Now let me try to get you to understand the mindset, because that's what it's really about. I can't tell you nothing about your life if I'm not willing to open up to it and put myself in that position. You feel me? Now, if you don't mind me, how was your upbringing?
wasn't the best.
Wasn't the best?
No, I'll be honest with you. I never jumped off the porch. I never went and played the street games and nothing like that. My mother, I love her. Love you, mama. I'm going to say that right now. She was in and out. She jumped around,
Yeah.
Pops knew who I was, knew where I was. He was always mispronounced somewhere else. If it wasn't for my uncle, my aunts, and my grandmother, I probably wouldn't be having this conversation with y'all right now.
Now, to counteract that, not counteract, but to kind of give you light of the other side, I get it. Now, check this out. This is finna blow your mind. Mm-hmm. I was raised in a house with my father and my mother. Feel what I'm saying? Now, that was a situation in the shelf, but that wasn't my situation. That was my parents. Feel me? But everything about my life, my family, from my grandma on down, comes from this lifestyle. Feel what I'm saying? That's why I say when I was 14, I was in school and everything. I made it to my senior year down here. So it was an honest choice. I made the decision because I'm not finna be broke. 14, I tried to go to Taco Bell, McDonald's. Maybe they hire you if your grade's good. That wasn't the case with me. You feel what I'm saying? So now it's like, I go to my people. They, man, what's up? Y'all got, man, look, figure it out. So, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't so much as my environment. Now, my environment played a part because these type of people was family to me at all times. I can go out, even when I was younger than the age I was, I can walk out my front yard. Hey, man, give me $1. I'm finna go to school. I'm playing basketball. So, man, I need a Gatorade. Just give me $1. And I'm gone. But this is the guy that's standing on the block. You feel what I'm saying?
right out there grinding.
This the guy, you know what I'm saying? He probably dating a sister or a cousin. And so I'm not looking at him like stranger danger. I'm like, hey, man, do something to me. You know who dude is? That's my people.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So in my mind, based off of what you just shared, I think we kind of both knew where we was going with ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And we made a decision. So, saying that to say, to get back to my original thing, the mindset is chosen. It's up until the age of 10, I believe. Once you hit the age of 10, you kind of start to step in the direction you want to go as figuring what the world is. Whether it be from a child's mindset growing up, or it's just, hey, I want to be a basketball player, I want to be a football player. You start to really let your environment guide you after that. By the age 13, 14, you think you're making grown man decisions. I don't know if it was like that for you, you know what I'm saying, but...
Yeah, a little bit. Because, you know, even though, as I said, if it wasn't for my grandmother, my aunts, and my uncle stepping in when they did and taking care of me, at the age of 9, I was automatically cooking meals and taking care of my younger siblings and everything at the age of 9. So really, like, a lot of the experiences that people had, you know, I didn't get to see those.
Because you was the first person doing it.
Yeah, you know,
and that's
I'm
kind of
the
the
oldest.
opposite of me. I'm the youngest. 5 boys, you know what I'm saying? So and me and Doug go back and forth on this all the time. So I'm kind of able to be like, okay, they just did all of this. I'd be the dumbest person alive to run out here with my head down when I got 4 other people in front of me that's supposed to have my best interest in mind, doing the only thing I'm not just finished say, man, y'all go, I'm right behind. No, it's idiocracy to me. You feel me? Like, for me not to step back and be like, okay, let me see if he make it across this street first. I'm not finna hold on to his coattail and say, God, I pray we make it. No, go ahead.
Let me see will this work or not.
Because one of two things, you gonna make it, come back and get me, or catch me where I'm feeling, or you gonna not make it. I'm gonna learn something and pick you up as we go.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Now you can get yourself together. I'm gonna push you back out front. Go learn something else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It to me is damage control. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not never fan. And my 4 brothers is the complete. I was like the 4 corners of the earth. So you're not gonna get the same thing. So it's a different lesson for me with each one of them.
So now let's watch this, because we didn't get done. All right. He started his incarceration as a teenager. He got his first taste when he was at 20, 21. Now he got the mentality that I ain't stopping till these people come get me. Now let's pick up from there.
Yeah, well, that was short-lived. That definitely was short-lived, man. And I'm going to give you, because I'm a full believer in, if I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to dedicate myself to it no matter what it is, because of my overthinking. If I've made a decision, it's probably like 50 more questions, but I got to go right now. So I come home with that mentality. You know, it's same thing, man. What y'all got? Give me everything. If you got it, I want it. I'm outside. But, you know, now we're running into, I'm going to say this, to help tie back into the young generation too. Now, this is 2012. I come home, you know, and I'm 10 toes down. I'm with whatever.
You how old in 2012?
2012, I'm 22.
Okay.
I'm 22, I'll be 13 in 2012. I mean, I'll be 23 in 2012. So I'm like mid-year, you know what I'm saying? I'm just ahead of the year. So I'm back. You feel me? I'm him. I ain't been gone long enough to be missing, you know what I'm saying? But even then, and that wasn't no more than about a year and a half. I did 2 years.
Okay.
Even then, that short amount of time, I knew. Now, I'm sticking to my word. Feds got to come get me. I made that decision before I ever came home. Right. But now that I'm home, I'm seeing. I'm like, hold on, man.
No, see, it's important. It's important that you say that, man, because I need these young people, and I need the people that's watching to understand that they you're not the only one who think like this.
Yeah.
This man thought like that. This man went and got a taste of the street and a taste of that incarceration and said, "Hey, ain't nothing stopping me until these people come."
Cause
Now-
I'm good in
now-
that. It's a world inside itself inside of prison. Most people don't even understand. Like matter of fact, I'm gonna go into my fed. Now, it's 2012. I come home. I'm head first and whatever. I'm out no longer than 10 months. Guess who come get me?
Who?
The Fed.
Oh,
And
welcome home.
this situations got situations within itself where like double jeopardy, all type of stuff. So I'm dealing with all type of stuff, you feel me? Because I'm on parole already. 2012, I just came home from the state joint. I'm on parole. So I ain't tripping. Shit, fuck they gonna do to me? I just did 2 years on a 5. That don't even make sense. You know what I'm saying? What's up? So anyway, I get booked 10 months in. This time I get booked for a firearm. Serial number scratched off. I got it on me. Somebody told on me. They told. Don't even think they not. And I don't know if it was one of my homies or the ops. So run with that how you like.
Yeah.
Because it says confidential inform.
Yeah.
Reliable source is what it said.
Ooh, reliable.
And I
source.
kept mine on me with 24/7.
We talking about
See me now?
paperwork, y'all.
I was way smaller than this. I wasn't going with nobody. But now I get to the feds and it's like, before I got to the feds, it dawned on me that power is words. It's power in speech.
What year was this?
This is 2012.
All right.
The year didn't change yet.
Just home from the state.
You know what I'm saying? No, this 2013.
Okay.
This like June, July 2013.
Okay.
I get booked.
Okay.
So I'm in there. You know what I'm saying? Only thing, I tell my people it's over with. Our big boys come get you, man. We've never seen this lane before. I can't, you know what I'm saying? I can't gauge this no type of way. Man,
Right.
listen, I see y'all when I see y'all.
Right.
You know, so with that, I get in there and, they checking paperwork, all that is true, whatever you want to take with that. So if you're not right, I don't know what to tell you. Can't stand up under pressure. You might want to fold before you go in. But anyway, I get there. I'm one of the youngest ones on the yard.
What year did you touch down to the feds?
I ended up going back to the state joint on a violation in 2013. I got rolled from the state joint in 2014 and went straight to the feds.
All right, people. See,
I never seen the in between. I never got out to say, "Hey, how y'all doing? I'm finna go to the feds now."
See
No.
what I'm saying? Thank you for that, because I need the young people to understand that this was your life. This how you was living, and this happened back to back.
Yeah.
Back to back. All right, go ahead.
So now how the feds work, everybody they spread out across the states. You know what I'm saying? You can go anywhere at any time. And that's just like it's a rush in itself, bro. I know what Missouri look like. I know what Illinois look like. These people can ship me to California, man. And it's a racial discrepancy depends on where you go. They do not care. Get in trouble if you a tough guy on the streets. You was a Jeffrey Manson or Jeffrey Dahmer. You was a heavy killer. You was big stepper. Send his ass to motherfucking West Virginia somewhere. Send him up there with them DC boys.
Okay.
I heard when you get more like to the coast and everything, that's when
it's
a lot of that.
Ballgame. Yeah. Like me, for instance, I was right outside Illinois. I was right outside. Well, I guess Illinois, Missouri. I'm right there in Bowling Green.
So
Greenville.
So
I
you
got mixed up because I was in Bowling Green, then I got rolled to Greenville. Greenville is the federal spot.
So you went Fed 2013.
Yeah.
When did you come home from Fed?
I came home first time 2018.
Okay.
So
from 2013 to 2018, you gave them Alphabet Boys 5.
yeah.
Okay. Then you came home in 2018, and what happened?
You think and hold on, before we get to that, I'm gonna tell y'all this. I did not have a celly with less than 30 years. My celly, most of my celly was on their 15 year and was glad they was going downhill.
And you was there because of a firearm.
Yep.
You did 5
Yep.
on the firearm.
Yes, sir.
Woo! Now, what happened 2018?
Now, 2018, I come home. I'm in a halfway house. I don't know nobody. I'm in Springfield. Best thing never happened to me, by the way. I ain't gonna lie. Halfway house, and I didn't know nobody. I was in Springfield, Missouri, and I had to figure it out. I might as well have been in Las Vegas, in the middle of the desert, not the city. In Nevada somewhere. I didn't know nothing. My left from my right. But technically, that was the best thing that ever happened to me. You want to change, you change your person, place, and things. So I had to lock in. Locked in with the music, I locked in with working and everything. I got myself together, and I started going outside. You know, one thing led to another. I was in incidents that even if I could justify and is justifiable, could have been avoided just by not being in places I was at. But anyway, I don't catch another violation. I caught a violation, I don't catch another case, but the incident is tricky because you know what an open plea is?
I done heard the terminology. I never took
So
one.
in my case, I'm already on federal papers. Now, they don't have to technically catch me doing anything to catch me with anything. They can violate me. And when you get
And hearsay.
violated,
Yeah.
you go back in front of a judge like it's a new case. They have certain guidelines, certain laws that you follow up under like you would if you was getting prosecuted for a brand new felony.
Gotcha.
Feel me? So now you getting time like that as well. But the thing with this is, due to the violation guidelines, it carries a maximum of 24 months, maybe 3 years.
Okay.
Now, an open plea is where you will go in there and they'll say, hey, we've got all this, we're going to give you this, but under an open plea. Now, for me, that means if they want to, they can come back and bother me. So, therefore, you know, I get a violation on that, and they give me the max, 2 years.
Okay.
But luckily, they terminated my probation when I came home.
So that was 2018 and to 2020.
2021.
2021. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And
So basically, you gave the state 2, you gave the feds 7.
yeah, I technically gave the state 3 because I had a 10-month violation on my state bid, which left me in Bowling Green.
Okay.
And Bowling Green, and which is how I got rolled to the Fed. Because if I don't, then what they do is they cut your parole term, send you to the feds, and when you get out of there, you still on parole for the state.
So check this out.
It's called dual status.
He gave the state 3. Gave the feds 5 plus another 2, which is 7. That's a total of 10. Okay? Now, when we started this conversation, he said what he wasn't going to do until them people came and got him.
True.
Okay? So now, that was 2018. Here we are in 2025. All that has taken place. Now, what do you got to say to a person who either done thought about doing what you have done said, or are saying what you have said? What would you...
I mean, in today's world, it's a lot easier, but it's a lot harder. Because we was pushed forward by like financial situations. You feel me? As of today, it's a social status. And with that, I would have to tell them the same thing I would tell the person in mom, to step back, chill. See what come next. Don't if you think it, it means you've been thinking on it. Which means if you had to think on it, it couldn't have been the right situation.
Where'd you get out them 10 years?
What I got out them 10 years is self-awareness and understanding. Is what I definitely, you know what I'm saying, because I was always around a lot of powerful people, but I was always felt like the tag along. And the 10 years didn't really do nothing It was the 5. Cause like I tell somebody, I only need 6 months to realize my mistake. Y'all didn't have to keep me that long.
Okay.
But, you know what I'm saying? But hey, you know what you're doing. But you know what I'm saying? So my thing is self-awareness, man. You stripped everything. When you get to these positions, bro, they take everything from you.
Let's talk about that.
They take everything. You know, you like, for instance, right? Before I get locked up, I'm dealing with a chick and she had a baby. She said the baby was mine. Now, I'm with this chick for a few years and find out the baby ain't mine. I still stick around.
Okay. Good man.
This
Good
the
man.
simp, the sucker though.
Right. No,
But
that's what they.
it's
That's
cool.
what.
In hindsight, I ain't. You know what I'm saying? Because I watched my father do it. My
But you
father
also
took
have
care of 7 kids that wasn't his on the strength of they was my siblings.
You see what I'm saying?
Bingo.
You feel what I'm
You see
saying?
what I'm saying?
So
That's a good man.
I know what things look like and what things don't.
There
you know
we go.
what I'm saying? So, and you get locked up, everything go away. Time tells everything, man. And you can't really fault people or time for going on, moving on. You're not there.
Right.
What can you do? So you lose everything. Basically, they strip you your family. They strip you your identity. They strip you of your mentality. You know, they it's like programming. You're being reprogrammed. And they have a world on to themselves. So it's like, it's not like, okay, I go get programmed, then I'm going to wake up tomorrow and realize the real reality. And no, this is going to be your reality. It's set up for you to be your reality.
See, now we're talking.
You know what I'm saying?
Now it's getting raw, y'all. It's set up to be the reality, so it's part of the system.
Yeah.
Oh, big time. Definitely
But
a part
you
of
got
the
to
system.
understand the totality of the system. This is a part of the system. You know, it's about the individual and how you choose to move. And and for everybody, you know what I'm saying, this is my approach to things. Like, it's not about anybody or nobody. It's about somebody. If you ever heard the term somebody, anybody, nobody. You know, it's a terminology to where somebody was supposed to do it. Anybody could have did it, but nobody did it. But we all stand around and say, anybody, somebody, anybody, when we all just nobodies. Because nobody did the job that was supposed to be did. That anybody could have did and somebody was supposed to do.
Damn.
I mean, it's all type of ways we can play with that because I know in my life, you know, I jumped off that porch at 12. I'm from Detroit. You know, the people know. Decisions to what led us to where we at today, and me, I'm a doer, man. My thing is, you know, I've been down the dark side. I've been down the path of what they wanted me to do, what they wanted me to be, what they taught me. And I was 38 when I started relearning. And so my goal is to get that 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 on up. You know, to get them to understand that these paths are already laid out and this is going to be the outcome.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That's what I was getting with his story, is that he spoke into existence what it was going to take for him to do something different.
Oh, big time.
Oh, yeah, that was the first thing. They grabbed me. I said, hold on, man. You just said it. Then let me see let's see what else I can do.
So
You see what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You pick a book up. That's the first thing I did.
Let me put y'all on to this. There's a documentary called Waiting for Superman. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it, seen it, or whatnot. If you go back and look into this documentary, it talks about the school systems and kind of what goes on. By the time us as black men and our young black children and children across America all together are in the 2nd grade, they already have it planned out where you're going to be, whether it's incarceration, whether it's actually working. And I think that, you said it was a system. This is what it's designed to do. And I'm going to be real with you. I feel that's bullshit. To do that at the second grade level, when you ain't even give these children time to be children and develop a mentality, a sense of learning and understanding. I think that also destroys and shapes young minds quite a bit.
Yeah.
That we don't follow through and purpose, and then we just keep rolling with the same punches.
I feel like I agree 100%. And I feel like the solution is within inside this system.
Oh, big time.
Because the biggest thing anybody was given is free will. Mm-hmm. Just because I send my child to school don't mean that's how he should learn. He or she should learn. See, differentiation, if I said that right, is key to survival in the world, period. Mm-hmm. You got two sides to your brain. You got your left side of your body is not equal to the right side of your body. Give and take. You can never do one thing solely and think to stay conscious. You're going to be subconsciously doing it to where your mind, your actual mind and reality is not yours no more. It's a part of whatever you contribute yourself to. Mm-hmm. So you got to have that, you know what I'm saying, that difference, that balance, that whatever you may call it, that equilibrium to be like, hold on, let me pull myself away from this because your reality might not necessarily be the world's reality.
Bingo. And I'm glad you said that because that sticks on my situation. And you said something earlier, that my situation wasn't your situation, and but we already knew where the path was going to be. And what you just said right there was what ended up happening. Yeah. I grew up in a crappy area. I just went back and visited my granny and my pops. And when I went back and visited, almost every house on that street that I grew up on, running up and down the street, is boarded up. I mean, houses knocked down. It's open fields. It looked like a wasteland. Yep. So from understanding that, that's where I grew up at. But then I did not become that person when I easily could have taken that time and all I got to do is go.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't want to be here no more. Goodbye. Yeah. I could have easily went and did that, but it was installed in me that wasn't it. Yeah. If we gotta grind, we gonna do it on somebody else's money, but not my people's money, right? Yeah. If I want a new pair of shoes, look like I gotta suffer with the family dollar kicks until we come up to the money and we can build it. Then we go get some, a nice little Reebok K-Swiss, and rock them. And we just gotta. That's how it was installed in me. So I like to think that I have a hustler's mentality because I always want what's better, and I always want to grow.
I think that's everybody. I think due to individuality is what makes us choose which way we're going or not. System or not, peer pressure or not. You feel me? The allure, whatever you want to call it. Some people just simply got more discipline than others. And that's from the start. Nobody's created equal. No. I might have more drive than you. I might have more enthusiasm. But the discipline that you have just is what sets you apart. And once you start to realize you can group yourself without and still be an individual, I think that's what we're missing.
And see, that's why, I wanted to take this episode of Unfiltered Thoughts to introduce y'all to the people. And the title of this episode is Anchored in Purpose. And through y'all stories, now that the people have heard and y'all have shared, what do Anchored in Purpose through your life and representation of what is it? What do you want a person to see? The Anchored in Purpose of Brother DeMarcus Schofield. What do that mean to him? Anchored in purpose. What do that mean to you being anchored in purpose through everything that you have been through to where you going at 29?
to me, what I want a person to see and what I want a person to understand and know what I've been through is that you are not your environment. You are not your surrounding or your situation. You can be you. You don't always have to follow the same path as an upbringing. You know, we always say we want more, we want to do better, we want to be better and see better, but it's up to you to do it. I always believe that no matter what you do, continue to drive forward, even if it's not something that you love doing, drive forward and complete it. So that way you can at least say at one time, I did it. Yeah. I'm completely done with it. I did it. And then go find something that you love to do. If anybody can say anything about me, is one thing for sure and two things for certain is anything I've ever done, I've done it completely. I've made it to where I finish it and I continue going, or I made it to where I've stopped. I've picked up so many different things from different job titles, from different positions, and it just bounced around. I done bounced around so much. The term jack of all trades is really there because I've done it.
That's how I am too. Because I was exactly the same. Like even during when I came home in 2018, it forced me to work. Mm-hmm. And my thing was I couldn't keep a job for so long, so I switched it. I said, you know what? If I can only go 6 months with getting a job, I know I can last 6. I'm gonna shoot for 8. You know what I'm saying?
You kept setting them goals.
Me working over a year's time, like I've had maybe in 2 years out there. Like I said, I didn't know nobody, so I took whatever I could. I've made bricks. I've literally from sheet, from nothing, from concrete. I know how to mix concrete. I know how to mold. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Spray molds. I know how to do a lot of things. Simply just off of from going from one job to the next, just going. You know what I'm saying? I gotta work. Period. My stipulation.
Yeah.
I can't get around that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm not finna wallow in, and I'm not finna just buck on my PO, and because that only leads to what I know is gonna lead.
You're going right back.
I see you when I see you. They don't care.
You successfully walked down paper today, correct?
As the judge I had when I was 17, unsatisfactory successful. Yeah. I wouldn't care what you wrote on it, as long as you write pass.
So,
but yeah.
So anchored in purpose. What is that saying to you? What do that mean to you?
Just so y'all can keep up with me, I'm gonna say, for me now, I'm in the moment of finding my purpose.
Okay.
But anchored in purpose to me and future aspect would mean you found what you meant to do. Lock in. And you got to lock in before you get there. But you got to see it. You got to know what it got to gravitate towards you in my eye, because you don't know what your purpose is until you meet it. I mean, this is just me theoretically speaking.
So what you saying? So what you saying? At 36, you haven't found your purpose yet?
Nope.
Well, we got to do something about that.
Maybe I have my purpose and I just ain't realizing.
Okay, see, I like that better.
You know what?
See, I like that better.
I'm going to pop in because
I like that better.
Anytime I sit down and I talk with Doug Wright, anytime I talk to DW3, anytime I talk to Brother Doug, it is... What's your purpose, Brother Schofield?
Oh, yeah, he coming.
What's your move today? What are you ready to get going for? Have you set your goals today? And that right there, that just shows me that's a man who's anchored in purpose.
Yeah.
You got a purpose. What is your purpose? Let me help you find your purpose.
See, what we have to understand, y'all. See, what y'all looking at right here on this stage in this podcast episode, you're looking at 3 different paths. You're looking at a path that didn't jump off the porch. You're looking at a path of 2 that did jump off the porch. If you've been following this podcast, you have heard my story several times, which you will continue to hear. You heard his story today about where he's at, and you heard his story today about where he's at. So it's basically showing you that it's up to the individual and his decisions based on his circumstances.
Big
You know, because I came from a dysfunctional family, he come from a dysfunctional family, and he come from a dysfunctional family. In all reality. So, with that, anchored in purpose. You know, I wrote a blog about anchored in purpose, and I would like to continue these conversations, but at this time, I like the people to hear what anchored in purpose mean to me. And in these blogs is storms. They representations of my life, things that I have been through. And if you want to know what Doug Wright, DW3 been, hey, you're more than welcome to check out Building Community Bridges Facebook page. You're more than welcome to find me on Instagram, DW3 Enterprises, on Facebook, D Wright, you know what I'm saying? You're more than welcome to find us over at Building Community Bridges, JCMO, number1.org. I mean, you know, we keep these things current and up to vent. Anchored in purpose, because I made the Most High my home, I moved through storms untouched, anchored in purpose, and covered in peace. Now, I got that from Psalms 91. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Whoo! See, my anchored in purpose is that when I went on my journey of self-realization, I know and learned that I can do any and everything through my higher power. Ooh. Now, anchored in purpose, finding peace in the storm. We all go through storms. He talked about his storms. You talked about your storms. I spoke about my storms. These storms are situations in life. I know that you're going through a storm right now. The purpose of divine refuge. Because I made the Most High my home, this powerful opening affirms the choice to center one's life in a higher spiritual truth. In a world full of uncertainty, turmoil, and constant change, finding a place of refuge is more than comfort. It becomes a necessity. For those who root themselves in faith, the divine becomes more than a distant concept. It becomes a dwelling, a place of rest, and a reassurance. When the Most High is our home, we live in a place of deep belonging and spiritual groundness. The choice redefines how we interpret the world around us and how we respond to adversity. In the community, work, and nonprofit service, this spiritual grounding is essential. Those who give of themselves, volunteers, mentors, community leaders, often face emotional exhaustion, complex needs, and setbacks. Yet, those anchored in faith move forward with resilience, not because their path is easy, but because their foundation is unshakable. Making the Most High one's home means trusting in a purpose greater than oneself, one that steadies the soul, even amid chaos. The rootness becomes a wellspring of compassion, strength, and clarity in the pursuit of community healing. Oh, man. Moving through the storms, untouched. I know y'all say, dang, Doug, what do you mean untouched? Because I be feeling things. I be going through things. But see, I know that when I'm abiding up under him, none of them can harm me. Yeah, I'm feeling that emotional, but my spirit, my will. The second part of the quote, I move through storms untouched, speaks to the miraculous resilience that faith can inspire. Life storms, be they personal loss social injustice, economic hardship, or emotional struggle often threaten to derail us. But for those who live from a place of spiritual strength, storms do not have the final word. They may rage, but they do not consume. Being untouched does not mean being unaffected. It means one's spirit remains intact, one's mission undeterred. It's a declaration that while pain and difficult may be present, they do not define the person walking through them. Woo! Come on, talk to me. This kind of spiritual immunity is not denial, it is empowerment. In the community service, where workers often engage with trauma, poverty, and broken systems, the ability to walk through difficulties while remaining whole is a vital asset. Programs like those at Building Community Bridges nurture this kind of strength in youth and families. They equip individuals with the tools to not just survive hardship, but to rise above untouched in their sense of identity, value, and potential. You want to know why?
What's going on? Because
Because
you
I done
just
been through that.
this
This is all through experience. You see what I'm saying?
Fact, though.
Everything you talked about today was through your experience. What you want to give the young people is through your experience, correct?
True. I mean, yeah.
Everything you talked about today is through your experience, correct? And what you want to give the young people is your what?
Experience.
Woo-hoo-hoo! You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? This is the reality of it. This is the reality.
It's definitely
Okay.
something to deal with.
Now, watch it. Watch it, y'all. Walk with me now. Now, y'all can find this on our website, Building Community Bridges, JCMO1.org. It's our blog. Whew. And it's a representation of a storm that I came out of around the time that this blog was posted. Anchored in purpose, I moved through storms anchored in purpose. These words are a call to mission. When we are anchored in something greater than ourselves, something eternal and true, we can endure much more than we thought possible. Purpose is the compass in life's most disoriented seasons. It reminds us why we serve, why we fight for equity, and why we continue to show up even when the work is hard. This sense of mission does not just inspire action, it sustains it. Nonprofits that focus on community upliftment are often rooted in this understanding. BCB. They do not operate solely on policy or programs, but on people who believe deeply in their why. Building Community Bridges, for example, grounds its work in empowering families, guiding youth, and promoting healing. Their staff and volunteers are not just professionals, they are purpose-driven individuals anchored in the belief that lasting change is possible, even in the face of daunting social storms. Covered in peace. Finally, covered in peace is a poetic yet deeply practical truth. Peace in this context is not the absence of conflict, it's the presence of confidence, calm, and divine assurance. When someone is covered in peace, they carry it with them into every interaction, every challenge, every decision. It becomes a shield against anxiety and a light that guides their steps. Peace allows people to lead with grace, to listen with empathy, and to act with wisdom. For those serving communities in need, peace is a powerful resource. It allows for patience in the face of slow progress, gentleness amid frustration and hope when despair creeps in. At Building Community Bridges, the goal is not just to transform neighborhoods, but to help individuals find the inner peace so they too can move through life's storms with quite strength in a world that is often loud with conflict. This peace becomes a quiet revolution of love, justice, and healing. My conclusion, this quote by DW3, woohoo, is more than a poetic reflection. It's a spiritual framework from resilience, service, and leadership. To make the Most High our home is to be rooted, to move through difficulty, untouched, to be anchored in the unshakable purpose, and to be covered in the lasting peace. These are the qualities that sustain meaningful community work. These are the truths that empower lives and build bridges where walls once stood. Thank y'all for joining us today.
All right, then.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You like that? You like that?
Yeah,
You see?
that was heavy.
Tied in what we talked about today, correct?
Yeah.
All right.
Big
What,
time.
what you gonna sign out and say to the people on that note?
I mean, last thing I can tell you, man, is you walk in your own footsteps, man. If you don't know what you're doing, take a second and think. Life gonna be here. You ain't. Make the best of it.
What you got there?
We all plant seeds. It's up to you how you water them and continue to take care of them after they grow. Because once you plant a seed and you leave this earth, somebody else got to come back and water it as well. So keep watering your seed and leave it for the next generation to water.
And in today's episode with these new faces, what I did is I took you from the past to the present. So when you see us again, we coming back with part 2, and we're gonna talk about some of them present storms, how we anchored in purpose over here at Unfiltered Thoughts, home of the raw conversations with the real insights. Peace out, and thank you.